Arrival. Directed by Denis Villeneuve and released in November 2016, Arrival presents first contact through the lens of language barriers and communication, exploring how humanity would actually attempt to understand extraterrestrial intelligence. The film stars Amy Adams as linguist Louise Banks, who must decipher the language of seven-limbed creatures called heptapods. Their written language, Heptapod B, displays entire thoughts as complex circular symbols simultaneously rather than sequentially. 12 alien ships arrive at random global locations including Montana, China, and Russia, rather than strategic power centers. Linguists praise the film's depiction of actual fieldwork methodology, showing Louise pointing at objects and demonstrating concepts just as real linguistic researchers would. Georgetown linguist Jennifer Nix noted the realistic portrayal of how field linguists establish communication with speakers of unknown languages. The film explores the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, suggesting that language shapes perception of reality. The breakthrough reveals the aliens aren't invaders, but visitors offering humanity knowledge of future events. Arrival fundamentally challenges the alien invasion genre by removing conflict and weaponry, showing that linguists become humanity's first line of defense. The film's greatest realism lies in acknowledging that true first contact would be a communication problem, not a military one, and that misunderstanding, rather than malice, could trigger global conflict. District 9. District 9, directed by Neil Blomkamp and released in August 2009, reimagines alien invasion as a refugee crisis, exploring how human bureaucracy, discrimination, and economic opportunism would realistically shape first contact aftermath. The aliens, pejoratively called prawns, crashed above Johannesburg, South Africa, in 1982. After 20 years of coexistence, humans treat these alien refugees as an underclass confined to slum camps. The film uses mockumentary and found footage style, with fake interviews and documentation creating realistic texture. Private military contractor Multinational United enforces segregation while profiting from alien technology. Charlton Copley stars as Vickers van der Merwe, who becomes infected with alien DNA during forced evictions and slowly transforms into a prawn. Made on a $30 million budget, the film features groundbreaking practical and CGI effects, creating convincing alien designs. The allegory mirrors apartheid and refugee treatment, exploring institutionalized discrimination and exploitation on both sides. The genius of District 9 is its realism in depicting institutional response rather than spectacular combat, imagining that aliens wouldn't be defeated, but contained, studied, exploited, and marginalized. The mockumentary style increases believability, making alien coexistence feel like documented historical reality rather than science fiction. War Worlds. Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, released June 29th, centers on an invasion through one man's desperate struggle to protect his children, grounding global catastrophe in intimate family dynamics. Tom Cruise stars as Ray Ferrier, an estranged father forced to reunite with his children during the invasion. Adapted from H.G. Wells' 1898 novel and updated to contemporary America, the film was shot over 73 days across 5 states, including California, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia. Production designer Rick Carter created realistic neighborhoods destroyed by alien tripods. The production purchased a Boeing 747 aircraft for $2 million, then destroyed it on the Universal Studios backlot, with transportation alone costing $200,000. The alien tripods emerge from underground where they landed centuries earlier, suggesting ancient arrival rather than recent invasion. Cinematographer Janusz Kaminski created tension through handheld realism and tight framing. The film earned 3 Oscar nominations for Best Visual Effects, Sound Mixing, and Sound Editing, and grossed $234 million domestically and approximately $603 million worldwide. The greatest contribution to realistic alien invasion portrayal is its scale-bridging approach, filtering global apocalypse through Ray's anxiety about his children. The film demonstrates that invasion realism comes from balancing human vulnerability with spectacular destruction, using real locations and practical effects to ground fantastical events in recognizable geography. Independence Day. Roland Emmerich's Independence Day, released July 2, 1996, explores invasion realism through global military coordination, showing how nations would attempt unified defense despite political division. The film stars Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, and Bill Pullman as a massive alien mothership and 36 smaller ships arrive simultaneously, hovering over major cities worldwide. The film depicts the U.S. Air Force responding tactically, attempting communication, and preparing defensive protocols. World leaders coordinate from various command centers, showing both cooperation and political fragmentation. The iconic White House destruction represents symbolic national vulnerability. Made on a $75 million budget, the film grossed $817 million worldwide, achieving a return on investment of nearly 11 times. The ensemble cast structure mirrors real command hierarchies, including military, political, and civilian scientists. The opening weekend earned $50.2 million, establishing a blockbuster precedent for alien invasion narratives. The realism comes from accepting that nations would respond militarily first and diplomatically second. The film accurately portrays bureaucratic confusion, jurisdictional conflicts, and the challenge of coordinating across languages and cultures. While criticized as cheesy, it realistically shows how humans would react with existing military structures rather than inventing new ones, reflecting genuine geopolitical dynamics. Edge Tomorrow, directed by Doug Liman and released in June 2014, Hive coordination. The realism lies in treating invasion as a long-term problem requiring systematic problem-solving. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown, I make videos like this all the time. Subscribing would really help me out. Annihilation. Alex Garland's Annihilation, released February 23, 2018, reimagines invasion as biological transformation, where an alien entity doesn't conquer territory, but gradually mutates and assimilates it through DNA-level contamination. Natalie Portman stars as biologist Lena, investigating an alien entity that arrived via meteor at St. Mark's Lighthouse in Florida, creating an expanding anomaly called the Shimmer. The Shimmer mutates all organic matter within its expanding zone, transforming plants, animals, and humans into hybrid organisms. Mutations include a bear that mimics human voices, an albino alligator with shark teeth, and humanoid alien clones. The scientific team enters the Shimmer, seeking Lena's husband, Kane. The alien entity practices refraction, extracting DNA and recombining it with organisms to create new forms. Lena survives confrontation with an alien mimic, but transforms herself in an ambiguous ending. Made on a $55 million budget, the film grossed $43 million worldwide, underperforming commercially despite critical acclaim. The innovation is removing traditional invasion elements including attacks, weapons, or negotiation. Instead, an alien entity simply exists and changes everything it touches. This is arguably more terrifying, because the invasion isn't hostile, just fundamentally incompatible with human existence. The realism comes from treating mutation as a biological process with understandable mechanisms, using scientific language to make alien transformation feel plausible. Tomorrow War, directed by Chris McKay and released July 2, 2021 on Amazon Studios. The Tomorrow War explores invasion realism through temporal warfare. Chris Pratt stars as soldiers from 2051 arrive at the 2022 FIFA World Cup to announce humanity is losing war against white spike aliens. A global draft sends present-day military to future battles through JumpLink temporal portal. White spikes emerged in November 2048 in Russia and wiped out most humans within 3 years. The aliens were engineered bioweapons, originally designed for colonization of distant planets. The alien mothership is discovered frozen beneath the Academy of Sciences glacier. With a $200 million budget, making it the most expensive Amazon Studios film at release, the movie explores futility of warfare and generational conflict alongside invasion narrative. Time travel mechanics create causality questions about destiny and preparation. The realism comes from military logistics and recruitment challenges. Rather than a sudden invasion, soldiers fight a war already in progress for 30 years. The film explores resource scarcity, troop morale, intergenerational conflict, and the cumulative toll of sustained warfare, with alien design suggesting practical scientific origin rather than mystical threat. Battle Angeles. Jonathan Liebsman's Battle Los Angeles, released March 11, 2011, frames alien invasion as tactical military engagement. Aaron Eckhart stars as Staff Sergeant Nance, leading a U.S. Marine platoon defending Los Angeles. The film was inspired by the real 1942 Battle of Los Angeles, a World War II UFO incident over Southern California. Aliens arrive disguised as meteor showers and begin extracting seawater as fuel for weapons. The Marine platoon defends the city using standard infantry tactics and existing weaponry against biomechanical aliens with regenerative capabilities and advanced technology. Filmmakers consulted military advisors to ensure tactical accuracy of squad formations and procedures. The found footage and documentary style enhances realism and ground-level perspective. The aliens' strategy suggests desperation, implying they're fleeing another threat and require resource extraction. The film explores squad-level decision-making and leadership under catastrophic circumstances. The greatest contribution to invasion realism is grounding the narrative at soldier level, showing squad tactics, communication protocols, and adaptation rather than grand strategy. Marines don't defeat aliens through extraordinary heroism, but through persistence and standard military procedures, respecting military expertise and showing how trained personnel would methodically respond to new threats despite technological disadvantages. Attack Block. Joe Cornish's feature debut, Attack the Block, released in May 2011, presents alien invasion through disadvantaged urban youth defending their South London neighborhood with improvised weapons. John Boyega stars in his breakthrough role as aliens arrive on Guy Fawkes Night, with the initial invasion mistaken for fireworks celebration. The aliens are black, furry creatures with glowing fangs, created using practical suits. Terry Notary physically performed alien movement in heavy suits, where actors couldn't fully see, enhancing authenticity. Gang members including Pest, Dennis, Moses, Jerome, and Biggs defend the Wyndham Tower apartment block. Nurse Samantha, played by Jodie Whittaker, joins the gang after witnessing alien attack firsthand. The aliens are attracted to pheromone signatures, with UV lights in a marijuana grow room revealing the tracking mechanism. The gang uses improvised weapons including samurai swords, cricket bats, knives, and fireworks. Made on a $13 million budget, the film was praised for character development and social commentary. The realism comes from depicting invasion responses of populations typically ignored in science fiction. Gang members become unlikely heroes through necessity rather than training, showing realistic teenage dynamics including bravado, loyalty, and fear under catastrophic circumstances. Practical effects and modest budget make the threat feel grounded rather than polished Hollywood spectacle. Cloverfield. Directed by Matt Reeves and produced by J.J. Abrams, Cloverfield was released January 18, 2008, presenting invasion through found footage realism. The entire film appears as handheld camera footage, justifying limited perspective and incomplete information as a mysterious creature attacks New York City during a farewell party, decapitating the Statue of Liberty. Smaller creature entities attack throughout, referred to as parasitic organisms. Director Matt Reeves revealed in commentary that the creature is actually an infant alien experiencing separation anxiety, scared just like the protagonists. The creature entered Earth as a meteor, visible in the found footage during the Ferris wheel scene in the end credits. A viral marketing campaign prior to release built mystery and speculation about creature origin. The ambiguity about alien motives shows the threat isn't intentional invasion, but a frightened creature defending itself. The film established found footage as a viable science fiction filmmaking approach. The realism stems from perspective limitation, where viewers experience invasion through incomplete information just as characters do. The revelation that the creature is an infant, frightened rather than hostile, reframes invasion as tragic misunderstanding. Found footage style makes destruction feel documentary-like, increasing the emotional impact of familiar locations being devastated, while creating uncertainty and horror beyond simple combat threat. Oblivion. Joseph Kosinski's Oblivion, released April 19, 2013, subverts invasion expectations by revealing the threat isn't biological aliens, but machine intelligence harvesting Earth's resources. Tom Cruise stars as Jack Harper in the year 2077, 60 years after alien invasion left Earth devastated. The Tet appears to be an alien command station, but is revealed as sentient machine intelligence. Jack Harper is one of thousands of clones, brainwashed for obedience and drone maintenance. The aliens, called scabs, were never biological entities, making the war narrative false. Original humans were astronauts, captured by Tet and cloned to serve as resource harvesters. The Tet destroyed Earth's moon, causing catastrophic earthquakes and tsunamis in its initial assault. Surviving humans live on Titan, Saturn's moon, while Earth's oceans are processed for resources. The twist ending shows Jack and the Resistance destroying Tet through a nuclear device, with Jack sacrificing himself. The realism comes from treating post-invasion Earth as a resource extraction operation. Rather than a romantic warfare narrative, the film shows mundane drone maintenance and technological servitude. The twist that invasion was actually AI colonization suggests a more realistic threat scenario, proposing that machines would be more efficient invaders than biological organisms. If you found this valuable, consider subscribing so you never miss new content. Thanks for watching.